Hey guys, welcome back to part 4 of this massive koi pond build here in Arizona. Let's take the walk around and show them kind of where we are up to this point. We're starting week 4 here.
Whew. If you haven't seen any of the previous videos, click the link above so you can get caught up to speed of where we are today.
There is just so much action happening here. You've got to see it.
All right, let's start with just the scale of this project. We've got 90 feet by about 110 feet of just pond, and then it continues on. But this is no ordinary pond. Massive liners, 2 huge liners had to come together, get seamed across to create the body of water. But what really makes this cutting edge is the amount of filtration. There is no pond on the planet to date that has the amount of filtration, the newest technology in constructive wetland filtrations than this pond here.
You're exactly right, Ralph. I am standing on top of just one of 3 of these very large constructive wetland filters. We use the new filter blocks with that brand new material. If you haven't seen any of that stuff yet, check out the link here. This is, I forget how big this one is, but this is like a 25 by 30 foot constructive wetland filter. And you're saying to yourself, where's the filter? It's below my feet. I'll show you one that's actually not covered up yet. I'm standing on top of the wetland filter that's at the mouth of our deep stream. We haven't put any gravel on top yet. The gravel layer is important because that's the final process of the filtration, passing up through all that finer gravel where you get a lot of that scrubbing. All this beneficial bacteria lives not only in the filter blocks, also in the gravel as well. This will get covered up so it'll look just like that side. Back here we've got some access points. These are called snorkel vaults. So basically during any kind of major servicing, these can come off. We drop a clean out pump in there. We're gonna flush this down with heavy water, get any of the sediment out that does collect inside here. That's what it's designed for. And you're back up and running. I don't imagine they'll be servicing this filter very often. There's so much cubic footage here when it comes to filtration. We're gonna have long service intervals before there's any kind of major cleaning on this. This is not the only one. There is one up top as well. But before we go up there, let's look at some of the other cool stuff we have going on inside this pond.
So you might be wondering what's going on with all this retaining wall block within the pond and coming up and out. These are actually structural walls. The patio is going to be built coming right off of this fire pit. So this is going to be an awesome seating area, cantilevered flagstone deck, and it brings you right to the full depth of the pond. So you can go down to your 3-foot level and then you look down into that deep 7-foot depth. Now we also have these structural walls within the deep section of the pond, creating interest, creating a depth, and adding the element of the boulders on top of the walls with that cantilevered edge, giving places for fish to seek refuge to get out of the sun. And also a cool note to have the minnows. Our homeowner is going to put some fathead minnows. This is actually a breeding ground for the fathead minnow. They like to mate in a what do you call that?
Nightclub?
Not a nightclub. Their mating habits are under cantilevered edges like this, so this is going to be perfect for them. And in between the rocks, we have these beautiful flagstone pieces that Chris Hansen and Anthony cut to fit flawlessly in between and just add another accent piece. So then we'll have gravel going in behind that. Not only do we have boulders and flagstone cut in, we've got lights integrated into the walls. So we do have our chase lines ran all the way up and out of the pond with hubs. So if we have to do replacements of this is going to be really easy. Another way we're getting circulation and aeration in this pond is through large aeration diffusers. We have 5 of these units scattered throughout the pond. This one specifically is going to help push water up. We've got our intake bay over adjacent, so it'll help push water towards that intake bay. And then on the other areas of the pond, we also have 12 circulation jets pushing the water across.
One of the coolest elements, and you can see it here on the design, is going to be this boardwalk leading to the deck, which is out in the middle of the pond. This is going to be fantastic for them to come out and really enjoy the prize koi that are going to be inside this pond. To make this happen took a lot of work. We actually, when we excavated the pond before the liner went in, we cut these large troughs. They came in later and they formed out poured a foot of concrete with rebar in it and these massive pilings which we're going to be supporting this boardwalk that comes out over the water. And we're going to be about 3 inches above the water surface, so there'll be a nice close look like the deck is just floating across the top of the pond. If you look behind me, we've got Chris and Anthony working on another cool element as part of this pond.
So what Anthony and I are working on is kind of putting these floating islands together. It's a little bit of a challenge because we really want to make these things custom fit. We've already got all of the block wall or the retaining wall back there, the boulders, all that stuff. We want it to look like it nestles around all that stuff. So it's kind of test fitting, cutting, test fitting, fitting, and then getting everything, all of the threaded rod and everything through, connecting them. And then we have to create a mounting system to the block wall that's inside the pond so that the floating island can stay in place but still have the ability to kind of rise and fall as the water's moving and that kind of stuff. So we're just putting this stuff together and trying to button up this side so we can move over to the other end.
So that's a quick overview of what we've accomplished so far in the span of 3 weeks, but that's not all. Let's go take a look up top at the main wetland filter system. Now, as big as this property is and as much access as we have, this, where I'm standing right now, is going to be an extension of the pond. This is going to be our deep stream, but we cannot disturb this because it's our only access to the east and west side of the pond. So this will be the last part that gets done, and that whole area behind you, that will be clean and clear. All the material will be staged behind us so we can finish this area. So let's take a look at what we're connecting to. Here we are at the top of the headwaters. This is going to be a subtle little waterfall, but it's nice and wide. So we're gonna have 30,000 gallons per hour weaving through here. We've got these cool cobble washes. We've got these deep stream planting areas. So as that water comes through, it's gonna be really moving. We're gonna have lights integrated. So we create that aeration that helps aerate the pond down below.
And what's going to be giving us that 30,000 gallons per hour to feed that stream? This constructed wetland filter. This is our largest filter for the pond. So this is 3 of 3 right here. Gigantic. We're talking 30 foot by 32 foot. There are over 900 aqua blocks in this filter. It's massive. So we're pumping from the pond up to here, filtering through here, 30,000 gallons an hour to feed this filter, and then out the mouth of the stream. This will eventually be closed back in. This is where the goats live. Goats, they've got some dogs and stuff. They will actually come up to the edge. They'll drink from the water. They won't swim in it. So we're actually talking about maybe doing a floating island up in here, something where the goats can't get to it, because if they could, they would mow it down. Guys, this is an incredible project. What an opportunity for Ralph and I to be able to come out here, put together an all-star team. We just had Brian Helfrich out for the past week, giving us a hand with this project. We've had some really great guys like Diego from Fontana. Now we've got new additions to our team with Kevin and Rob Fuentes from Tranquility Scapes, along with my sons Anthony and Colby, Chris Hansen, Nick and Colin from Pondscapes AZ. This team is just moving with intention, and you can see just by how much has been accomplished. This is looking incredible.
Yeah. Well, what did you think was going to happen?
Well, you don't really know until it starts to take shape.
Right?
It's
Yeah.
massive, isn't it?
To have a deck this size, I mean, it's justifiable for a pond this size.
You needed it for this size.
It needs to be to scale with the pond. Guess what's happening?
We're putting water in this thing.
Putting water in this on Monday.
Well, they got to seal up these piers yet.
Yeah.
This is all going to be black, waterproofing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at this is 5 feet deep right here. That's so cool.
It is cool.
Yeah, that water's going to be like right here.
Yeah.
It's so badass. He's going to be snorkeling in this thing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we already talked about it. Yeah, as the kids get older.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me? Right meow.
I think there's going to be some friction if the pool doesn't get used and this does.
Well, just build another pond down there.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
This is Chris and Anthony did a great job cutting this into place.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be great.
That whole top row of blocks, we're just going to fill it with like tall aquatic plants, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, like I want to do like a variety of some cannas and iris, and maybe even some dwarf Egyptian papyrus.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, but like big clump groupings.
Yeah.
And then I want to put some fiber optic grass in
What about Bacopa?
Yeah, Bacopa, so it trails over.
So that should take over this whole thing right down to the water.
Yeah.
Chris and I were working on flanking this decking coming in up here, and the way it just starts like layering up into here.
Exactly.
When they're going to put the fascia board on and run that right into the rock, and then when the deck boards go in, they'll scribe it right around these rocks that flank the walkway.
Yeah.
Oh, that's freaking awesome. I was worried about how high the 2x12s were.
Uh-huh.
But just bringing all these boulders in and then bringing the grade down, it's just a natural feel.
When you and Chris were setting that one, and I was watching from over there, just kind of looking at the level of it, it looks so cool.
Mm-hmm.
With, like you mentioned, the layering. And that's so important. Like, if you look upstream, you see all those different layers, and it like the homeowner has commented several times about how cool that looks, and it's not even finished.
No, I know.
And you have that, that same idea all over this pond.
I love this. This just turned out so awesome. Of just incredible progress.
Did you really think this all the way through? Like 5 weeks on one project?
No.
It's really 5 weeks.
Kind of, yeah. It's like a blur.
Yeah.
But I mean, 4 weeks and the pond's done. The deck is right there. Like they're at the point where they're going to start putting decking on and fascia and all that.
Yep.
And this is the deep stream. We got our seam done. We got this liner in. This is huge.
Yeah.
And
Love
this.
This
Is freaking awesome, isn't it?
Love it. Love it.
We dug this in, buried the nose, did a block wall back here, and set this thing on the slope. and the water that's gonna go underneath this on this side.
That's gonna be
rip
cool.
around here. The fish will be able to come all the way up to this waterfall.
Have you ever put a fish cave in a stream?
I can't say I have. There it is.
Nice.
And this looks great too. The transition from that top wetland stream down through here. We'll get water coming off of this onto here, bouncing this way. It's gonna actually run off of this a bit, come back in, and it'll hit this flat one here. And so there should be, we got 30,000 gallons an hour coming.
It's gonna be good action right here.
It'll be a nice action.
What are you thinking about the aerator, the diffuser? Put it right under there?
Yeah, we'll get it in there. It'll push.
It's gonna be like super oxygenating.
Yeah, I like doing them under the waterfalls. And the fish seem to like it too.
Yeah.
But you get that push, you know, where, because what happened, well, this is gonna get a lot of action because we're choking this down here.
Right.
So it's gonna like build up steam and then rip through that.
Yeah.
And that's what we want, that push at the end where then we're going out into that cove there, out into the area here where we get all the debris going towards our intake.
Yeah.
But this will act like a jet under here.
Yeah.
Because normally the waterfall comes in and it kind of just does this back churning thing where it kind of pulls debris into it.
Yeah.
This is going to help get that stuff out of here.
Yep.
You know, all those little things, because we have some deciduous trees here and they shed, and you know, you guys don't get fall here like we do.
Right.
But you'll still have debris coming into this thing.
Yeah, we got a lot of air blown debris. You know, the landscapers are going to be out here blowing. Stuff's going to end up in here. So to have that good surface drag and push, and then in our intake bay, it's going to be real easy to maintain this.
I love it. So we had this next week we got Brian coming back.
Yep.
And we still have the rest of our crew from this week. We got Kevin, we got Rob, Anthony, Colby, Colin, Nick, and Chris.
Yeah.
Along with us.
Yeah.
I think we're going to finish this in 3 days. We're going to come in ahead of schedule, I think.
That's awesome.
And I just jinxed it.
You did, yeah. Way to go.
I just jinxed it.
Well, since you jinxed it, I'll help jinx it even more. What else could go wrong?
Well, all the digging's done, right?
We've hit every pipe.
I hit the main line when I dug for this.
Yeah.
So all the digging's done. The liners are all in. It's setting rock work, finishing edges, lighting, that kind of stuff. And we've got a crackerjack crew here that's going to get this thing tightened up.
Yeah. It's all stuff that you can basically do in your sleep.
Yeah. If you built water features every day.
Yeah, well.
Which we all do.
Yeah, yeah.
Guys, come on back. The next episode, this will be finished. We can't wait to show you the reveal on this largest koi filtered pond I've ever seen, right?
Yeah. I mean, we've been a lot of places.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of projects. Yeah. Not only have we built them, we've experienced, and I have never seen anything filtered to this level.
Massive filtration. They will be swimming in it, so we'll be double as a rec pond as well. Mm-hmm. And the whole experience here with the deck, the patio, all the streams and waterfalls, giant rocks, everything. You got to come back and see it. If you haven't seen any of the previous videos, you can click on the playlist over here and check that out. Hit up Ralph over at Pondscapes AZ. Make sure you're subscribing there because he's doing all kinds of stuff there with reels and updates as well. So you're seeing different vantage points of this project. And of course, we're on Instagram and Facebook and all the social media, giving daily updates on the construction of this world-class pond and water feature. See you in the next one.